A lot of people say stretching is the answer to injury recovery to improve performance, and I've spoken out about that quite a bit. Now, I'm always open to having my opinion change, and today I'm going to do a mobility challenge, but I'm not going to do it myself because I don't have a lot of authority in this space. Instead, I've brought along someone who's a multi-time world champion of martial arts and 2-time Guinness World Record holder, Silvana Kicks. Wish me luck. To do what Silvana does, of course, you need extremely mobile hips. And it's juxtaposed a lot to the strength world where we're just mostly trying to be able to get out of bed in the morning, be able to touch our toes and tie our shoes. So we're gonna go through levels. We're gonna start at level 0, go all the way up to level 100. I don't think I'm gonna make it all the way to 100, but we'll see how far I make it. We're gonna go through a mobility routine and give you some takeaways as well on maybe how you could implement this into your training. But before we do that, let's go back to the research and let me do a deep dive. Is my belief that stretching is actually inhibitory to strength? Is that accurate? Am I reading the research right? Let's go find out, and we'll come straight back and get straight into it. Now, I've always talked about how stretching isn't necessarily the most beneficial thing to do if you want to build strength. And in the past, I've actually talked about how it's detrimental to strength gains, but I'm always happy to challenge my own beliefs. And I think that's the only way that we really grow. So I took to the research and I did a deep dive, and I'm here to share with you what I found before we go back to our time with Silvana. First of all, I found a study called Does Stretching Influence Muscular Strength? This is a meta-analysis that was done by Ewan et al. In 2023. And the conclusion of this was basically that performing stretching before resistance training has small negative effects. They thought that if you perform resistance training outside of sessions, that this might be a more beneficial way to go, and that might mitigate any negative effects from stretching in the first place. Now, for me, I'm thinking at a minimum, we should reduce the loss in range of motion from increasing muscle mass. We don't want to become muscle bound and of course lose the range that we currently have. There's 2 really good examples of people who are particularly strong and are very, very muscular. One of them is Juji Mufu and another is the late Rich Piana. They both have crazy range of motion. Their strength is really quite good and they seem to make really good results in the gym, even despite their inherent focus on becoming very mobile. So that was the first one I found. The next one I found is by Afonso et al. In 2021. They did a study called Strength Training versus Stretching for Improving Range of Motion. This was a meta-analysis, and this supports something that I've been saying for a long time, that you can get your stretching done using weights alone. In this, they found no difference between stretching and strength training if you train strength through full range of motion. Now, the note on this, and the authors admitted this themselves, they basically found a whole bunch of studies that performed extremely similar protocols and basically just found the results replicated themselves over and over, which strengthens the evidence for those particular protocols, but doesn't really provide us a lot of lateral to say that other protocols might work the same. Now, even though strength training might help you with gaining range of motion just the same as stretching, we don't really want to be under any sort of significant load for any sort of significant amount of time while we're at end range, because this is just going to lead to inherent injury risk, and also how much time and energy can you dedicate to stretching under load that might take away from your primary goal of becoming as strong as possible. Now, the next study I found by Warnecki et al. In 2022, acute effect of long-lasting stretching and strength training on maximal strength and flexibility in the calf muscle. In this, stretching straight up reduced the strength in the calf. But, and I think this is a huge but, and something that a lot of studies fall into, and I was victim of this, where you sort of gloss over something and you think, well, stretching pretty reliably shows decreases in force production. What they did is they took the calf, they put them in a boot for 60 minutes and stretched that and then observed range of motion and strength afterwards. Now, of course, a 60-minute long stretch is not going to be efficacious to improve strength training outcomes and performance. So this 60-minute protocol, I almost totally throw out the window, and I think, okay, that's not in any way related to what we are doing in terms of a warm-up, a cool-down, or stretching outside of sessions. The impact of stretching on sports injury risk, a systematic review. Of course, we have 2 sides to this argument. Is it going to improve my performance, and is it going to reduce my risk of injury? When it comes to reducing injury risk, they basically came up with that there's not sufficient evidence to support stretching before or after injury with any type of stretching. So, in any sport, it just really tends to say, well, stretching is really quite pointless. There was no benefit, no detriment. It sort of just was what it was. It was, in essence, a total waste of time. The next study by, excuse my names here, Delsenberger and Troster. This was in 2014, the effects of stretching and warm-up routines on stability and balance during weightlifting. I was doing my very best here to try to explore multiple different avenues. We saw it didn't improve performance if you stretch right before or after. Maybe it's okay if you stretch outside of the sessions themselves. We saw it didn't really have a huge impact on injury. Well, maybe it indirectly impacts performance and injury. And that's why I looked at this one here. And this found that stretching was superior in freeing up range to be more balanced than lifting, meaning that you might not be more powerful, but you might be able to use the strength that you have better. I mean, let's take the bottom of a squat, for example. If you need the load to push you into the bottom of a squat, well, to demand yourself to be down there where you can't actually get yourself, and then you also need to perform a maximal contraction, even if you get through it, it seems pretty normal and intuitive that this might cause an issue with balance. It might cause an issue with reliability. It might cause an issue with injury risk, or at a minimum, definitely soreness day after day. And, you know, if you're more mobile, naturally you should be able to use the strength you have a little bit better. If we talk about the physiology a little bit of muscular contraction, we have sarcomeres, which are chunks of muscle essentially, and in those we have actin and myosin fibers, and in this they sort of crawl along each other, and that's how a muscle shortens. If our muscle gets too long, well, there's going to be less crossover, and that's why muscles away from resting length are naturally weaker than muscles at resting length. But if you can relax a muscle, which has a lot more to do with neural tension than actually physiological change of the muscle, well, then you might be able to have more crossovers towards the end range when you're inherently going to be slightly weaker, let's say in a squat. If you can have more sarcomere or more actin myosin crossover, more cross bridges, you will be inherently more powerful. The last study I found here was by Kozlenia and Damaradsky. Excuse me again. This was in 2021. And this was titled Prediction and Injury Risk Based on Movement Patterns and Flexibility in a 6-month prospective study among physically active adults. In this, there were 3 things that determined injury risk. It was poor movement, poor flexibility, low quality movement patterns, and previous injury, and they were equally weighted in their assessments. Their conclusion from this was that proper flexibility is required to prevent injury. Really, comfortably achieving the range of motion you need to perform your lifts, it sounds sort of intuitive, but to get there you have to stretch. There's no other way to do it if you are losing that range over time, and you will tend to. As you get stronger, as you gain more muscle, it's going to be harder to retain that range of motion. I've certainly felt that myself, losing more and more range as I've gotten bigger and stronger. And this gets to something that Gigi Mufu actually changed my mind on and gave me a really good piece of advice, where I always thought, so long as you can get where you need to get to, you are mobile enough and you can kick on. But his slight change to that is you can get to the position you need to get to comfortably. It's not pushing your absolute end range. And I think I got there for a long time. This is why I wanted to reevaluate my opinion on stretching and range of motion work in the first place. It's still not something I enjoy. It's still not something that's going to be a huge staple of what I do. But I think it is something that should be considered a little bit more. And that's why I took up Sylvana on her offer today to come link up and go through a mobility routine. Let me know how you think I'm going to do. What kind of levels am I going to pass? And really, first and foremost, hopefully I can take something away from this and you guys can too.
Do you want to stretch first? Like just warm up?
I'm in your hands.
I would like you to warm up.
If that's what you would do, then
yeah,
that makes sense.
please warm up.
Like
whatever,
a little
warm
bit of
up.
treadmill walking. What would you like to do?
Treadmill would be good, or just jumping jacks, whichever. I just want you to warm up your body.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. You got to do it with me.
Warm up the body, make sure it's ready for what we have in store for today.
I'm gonna be like you.
Yeah, I always have my shoes off.
And
We
look at
always
this.
train without it, right? So
How about this, guys? No sock holes today. Brought out my A game for Sylvana.
thank you very much. Let's do like 20 more-ish. We're gonna do a bit of like light stretching first before we do the actual exercise, okay?
Before we get into level 0.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is prior to level 0. We're at like -1.
Okay.
Right.
I think I'm gonna be comfy in -1.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
All right, we're just gonna do leg raises.
Okay.
Okay, just to warm up our legs a little bit more. Okay?
Sure.
So we're gonna do what's called a forward stance first. So take one foot, keep it forward, other one back. Good, hands up. And we're literally just gonna leg raise. So just nice and light, lift up your leg and put it back down to the ground.
Okay.
So just lift
Wow.
and put it back. Perfect.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Cool.
-1.
If Thor stood in front of me, the top of that kick would be his balls. It's good specific training.
Pretty good. You can reach something.
Whew.
Okay, let's have you do just one more. One more. Awesome. Good. Switch. Same thing on this side, okay? So let's go. Start low. Oh, he just full sends like immediately. All you feel is hair.
I want to be impressive.
And now we're gonna do a side leg race. Okay. So facing me, hands to the side. Now try not to turn your hips.
Okay.
Okay, keep them sideways like this or forward at me, and just go straight this way. Yeah. Awesome. As best as you can, sideways foot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a lot of leg weight to be raising up.
Yeah. I can help you. All right, feeling okay-ish right now?
I feel looser than I've ever felt.
Oh, wow.
That's more stretching than I would ever do.
That's amazing.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, one more stretch before we do the exercise, okay?
Okay.
All right, so can I have you sit down? We'll do it facing each other. Straddle sit, so legs out. Good, awesome. And we're just gonna reach to one foot.
Okay.
Okay, so reach. Great. Hold on to your leg. And then, even if you can't get your hand to your foot, this is okay, and then just lean.
Give a pull.
Perfect, yeah. And then you get to the point where you're like this.
Like your head can go on your shin?
I can put it on the ground. Pretty good though. Okay, other side.
Pretty good though.
As best as you can and breathe. Good.
See, everything to me is a power exercise.
I know. For this, you want to relax.
Yeah.
As best as you can. I know it's like, you want to tense up, right? Like your
Always.
natural is like,
Always.
and everything tenses, and we'll get there. But right now we want to relax.
Okay.
Okay, last one. Okay?
Yep.
I'm gonna have my feet here.
Okay.
Okay, give me your hands. All right, and I'm just gonna pull you towards me, and I want you to come with me.
Okay.
So deep breath. Breathe out and come with me. Groin.
Yeah. Adductor magnus.
Deep breath.
Pulling.
Breathe in. Breathe out. Excellent. I'm not even pulling you, I'm just holding you in place. Relax. Breathe. Okay, we're gonna hold for 10 more seconds, okay? Breathe.
Yep.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, relax. Good. 3, 2, slowly up, slowly. That was excellent.
Woo.
Good. Feet in. Shake it off. And we're standing up and we're ready for level 1.
Okay.
All right?
Now,
So,
if you were to compare that to the average person who goes to your dojo or equivalent name that you call where you're at,
okay.
how would you compare that generally?
Do you mean like for a beginner?
Day one.
Day one? That was actually pretty good. Yeah, that was really good.
Advanced.
Yeah.
Very advanced.
Okay, I
Let's
wouldn't say
find out
advanced.
how advanced.
I would say a little bit better than average. Number 1, stage 1. Okay,
Yeah.
I think you'll be able to do this one pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so you're used to the squat, like butt to floor kind of thing.
Ish, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do a variation of that on the martial arts level. Okay, it's called a dragon stance. Pick a leg. Which one do you want to do first? 50-50.
Let's go right.
All right, so we're gonna bend that knee.
Right.
Keep your feet flat to the ground
Okay.
and go down as low as you're able to, keeping this leg straight, as low as you can go. Awesome. And straight up. And same thing, other side. Bend, straight knee on this side. Good, and straight up.
Your ankles are so good to be able to
Yes.
sit that far. Wow.
Yeah, thank you. It's like I do this for a living.
Yeah, some would say.
All right,
Okay.
so over to one side, nice and flat if you can, and straight up from there, push through the heel.
Wow.
I don't even know if I'd be able to catch him. I think if I tried to catch you, I'd go
Probably
with you.
not. Probably not. I think I'm getting the hang of it. It's partially like when you're learning to do a lift Like you're not using the right muscle. You do it a few times. Okay, I think this is close.
It starts to feel better, right? It's difficult, but manageable. So down, hit that.
Oh.
Try and flatten that foot if you can. Perfect. And straight up. Perfect. Other side. Down, down, down. Good. Straight up. Awesome. So right now, you should be tightening or strengthening your glute as well as the flexibility in your groin, which is what you're the tightest at, right?
Yeah, major.
So I would assume if you worked your groin flexibility, you'd be able to get lower. And your ankle, right?
Yeah.
But it's that's not gonna let you go lower. So this is being pulled right now, right?
Yeah.
So as it gets pulled, that's gonna be your max.
Right.
If you wanna go lower, it would be lengthened more and more and more, and then you're down here.
So crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you have
when
the
you're in that
flexibility-
position,
Yes.
do you feel restricted?
No.
If I told you to sit there for 5 minutes, could you?
5 minutes seems like a long time. I get bored. Have some tea? Give me some coffee?
Yeah.
I could be here for a while.
I'm actually on the back end of a groin tear. I tore my left groin.
Okay.
Left groin, left hamstring, hurt my back.
Right.
This whole series of things where I haven't been moving well. So I'm just on the other side of that. And I think this is probably something that to be in the bottom of a squat well is probably something that I can improve on.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's excellent. So if you're working on this, what I like the most about it is that it's not only just stretching, right? What I enjoy doing myself is doing the stretching, but also working the strengthening end at the same time. Because like you said, you're like, can you stay here? From a flexibility standpoint, 100%.
Yeah.
From a strength standpoint, I'm working on this being engaged,
Yeah.
right? My glute being engaged.
Yeah.
And then this being lengthened.
Yeah.
And this being engaged. So it's like, it's more than just like, can you sit there?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
of
okay,
course.
well, yeah, my
Of
muscles
course.
will give up eventually, right?
Okay.
So let me see.
So-
Let's see how you do.
I gotta get your pass.
Deep breath. Yeah, flat feet, good. Straight up. And same thing other side. Beautiful. Okay, stage one.
right.
Check mark.
Level 0.
Complete.
Boom.
Next one will be called pulses.
Okay.
Okay, so for this, do you remember your roundhouse kick from the last time we trained?
Yes. I want to say it's.
That was a crescent kick, homie.
Sorry,
Roundhouse
homie.
kick.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do something that'll strengthen kicks.
Okay.
So that would be like outer hip, still groin flexibility, that kind of thing, okay?
It seems like groin is like the thing that's most important, yeah?
On a flexibility standpoint, groin and hips,
Yeah.
yes.
Cool.
For martial artists.
Amazing.
Because we kick a lot and we have really deep, low stances. So you need to be able to kick high and
Is that you? That's your stance?
that's called a horse stance. So you have this, it's a horse stance.
Crab. Mad crab stance.
Sure, we'll call
Love
it
it. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
but we're gonna do pulses, okay?
Sure.
So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna let you lean on something for support. We can just use this guy, I guess.
Sure.
And all you're gonna do is roundhouse kick chamber, so this one,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Extend, make sure your hips stay sideways, and keep it straight, and pulse that,
Oh, wow.
okay? So keep
All right.
it straight,
All right.
point your toes at me,
Oh.
and then come up to my hand,
Wah.
and then back down.
Wah.
3,
Wah.
try and get to 5.
Oh.
Last one, good, chamber back, and down.
Whew.
That's called a pulse.
That's good.
So if you're doing it correctly, where your hip is locked into place,
Yeah.
your glute will
Bing.
feel it immediately. There we go, and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, last one. Good, back to chamber,
Oh.
and down.
Wow. Why is it chamber?
Chamber
Why is that
is
so important?
this.
I know. Why is it so important?
It is what every kick has.
Okay.
Okay, and it sets up the kick well. It also helps with power, is a part of your technique.
Okay.
Okay? Without a chamber, you're swinging your leg,
Sure.
right? So
Gotcha.
you could get a lot from swinging your leg, but this, and I'm gonna come straight
It's a
out
bit
at
scary. It's a bit scary when she lines it up.
you. But that is a pulse, and then as you get better at it,
Yep.
it obviously goes higher and you have more flexibility, right? So again, we're talking about flexibility, but you need to have the strength to get your leg up. So we're here,
course.
right? My chamber's all the way
Jeez.
up here, and that's where I would go,
Yeah.
right? And then from here,
your
I'm
forehead.
pulsing above your own head. That's where I would be,
Jesus Christ.
right? So that's
Yeah.
what I would work on. And then I'm engaging base hip,
Yeah.
but then also kicking hip,
Yeah, right.
right? So it's both and your glutes.
Oh,
All
man.
right, and then you're opening up that groin that we keep talking about.
Of course. Okay, amazing. 20.
That's awesome.
Let's step it up.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, you're
I'm
ready.
ready.
So we sit in a 90-90. So front leg, back leg. Yep. And then from here, you're gonna go and keep this behind you.
Yeah.
Lift it off the ground with your hands at first, but if you could do it without, do it without.
Oh, the whole leg.
Lift.
Yeah.
Extend to the side. Rotate, rotate, back to start.
Wow.
Extend.
Oh.
Toes up, toes sideways, back and down.
Oh. Woo.
Yeah, that's good though. You're able to lift it. Some people can't lift off the ground at first, so
Don't patronize me.
too late.
It'd be like, we start doing heavy squats and you're not good, and I'll be like, some people are totally paralyzed. You're doing really well.
Do one more, Get one more in. Boom, rotate, rotate, and down. Rest.
Oh,
Bring your legs out.
that's
Rest.
hard.
Yeah. That one's a tough one. And then as you progress for that one, like I said at the beginning, you go without your hands and you want to be as upright as you can. Like when you
Yeah,
when
it's
you
so
get there,
crazy.
right?
Even
So-
when I get in this position, like I have to be over here.
Yeah.
Or else I can't
Versus
sit there.
like I'm sitting.
Yeah.
It's that opening of your outer hip there and your glute, right?
Yeah.
So right now it's tight, so you want to be over here.
Yeah.
And then mine's a little bit more flexible.
Slightly.
So I could come up straight. It's
Wow.
literally just right here for this like sitting upright part.
Yeah.
And then momentum helps you get up.
Yeah, yeah.
So you'll be able to go and do this. But if you're here and it's all engagement.
Wow.
It's all engagement. Okay, do one more each side.
I'm
And
thinking.
let's see in the
Yeah.
comments if you think he passes on this one. Let's see. Rotate, rotate, and down, and then switch. Okay, deep breath.
Ah.
Let's go. Boom, rotate, rotate, and down. I want everyone to let me know. What do you think? Is that a pass? Do you think it's a pass?
Well, a pass in school is 50%. I think it's close.
Yeah.
It's very close.
I think that was good. Good job. That one's a hard one. Next one is gonna be, do you remember side kick?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna throw a side kick resisted.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
so this is as good as we're gonna get for today. So you're just gonna use this for support, for balance. You don't have to do it freestanding. Put your foot in here, okay? And then just push out a side kick.
Okay, right.
And then back in.
Okay.
Try not to like turn or do anything crazy. Like try your best to extend and then back in.
And you're facing your butt this way.
Yeah. Yeah, not fully backwards because then that would be a back kick,
Okay.
which is a kick.
Yeah, yeah.
But we want to do
Oh,
side.
I know. Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I
great.
trust you.
Long
Yep.
adductor stretch.
Extend.
Okay.
Good. Yeah. I'm gonna move you, okay? Keep
Yep.
going. Go. Extend. Yes, good.
Oh.
Yep. Let's do like 2 more, okay? Yep. And back again. Back in. And then be careful when you're taking your foot out.
Ooh.
Yeah. How was that?
It's so strong. Like this part's nothing, but this hamstring and long adductor.
The amount of engagement that you're going through on your base leg is incredible.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, engage your core at the end of the kick. Let's go for 3 more. 1, 2, last one, best one. Back into chamber before you put it down.
Ooh.
Careful. That was pretty good. I should have given you the full stack.
I think I could.
You think you could?
I think so.
At the same height?
Don't know.
All right, let's try. Try not to compensate with your technique though.
Hoo-yah.
Be careful. That Aya is insane right now.
Blah.
Hey! Straight out, straight out, straight out. One more only.
Whoa.
Okay, good.
I like it.
Yeah, you're able to do it, but I'm just gonna say one thing. Go ahead.
Whoa.
So when you're doing it, it was great. Like that was impressive. That was super impressive.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
But
The only thing that I would say is because you went up, when you went to push out, it would start doing this wavering thing,
wobbling.
right? So we want to make sure that we're engaging everything and trying to stay as tight as we can at the end of it.
I feel like my hips are opening up quite a bit and my buns are pumping up as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bun work in
Yes.
Kung Fu.
100%.
Okay,
yes.
right.
Yeah, we're engaging that for like pretty much everything that we do. Everything.
Right.
Even if we're doing something upper body, we're in a stance, right? And if I go to punch, it's all driven from our base. So that glute is driving us forward all the time.
Right.
All the time.
So Pilates girls are stealing a bit of light from Kung Fu girls.
Yeah. It's just more like mainstream, I think.
Yeah. Maybe it's a secret. Guys, go tell your wives, take up some Kung Fu, get those buns perking. All right. 60. Now, I think we stepped up level in terms of difficulty,
Yeah.
but since we took a little bit away from mobility side and a little bit more to strength side,
Yeah.
I found that easier.
Okay.
So I think 60, I'm calling it a pass. I'm
We're
calling that a
saying it's
heavy
easier
pass.
because you didn't hold the static hold at the end.
No, because I'm
But
very
we'll take
strong.
it. But we'll take it. Yes.
Very strong.
You're very strong.
Okay.
It's literally in like your position and title.
Yes, yes. Okay,
But
next
no,
up.
we're good. Let's go to the next one.
Yes.
That's a pass. So you're gonna be in a straddle sit,
Okay.
okay? And then we're gonna be engaging our hip flexors and quads,
Oh, no.
okay?
Oh, no, I know it's coming.
Okay.
This ain't happening.
So with or without your hands, whatever you want, okay? But all you do is lift over and then to the middle
Yeah,
and then put it back.
okay. Okay.
Okay, same on the other side.
Okay.
Okay? Come on, leg. Okay, let's go smaller straddle sit.
Okay.
Yep. Yes.
Well, I nudged my butt forward. That's okay, I'm gonna cheat.
Come on, good. And then back where it started. Go, 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 leg. Come on, leg. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Mindset first.
Oh. Honestly,
Come on, come on,
it's
come
so
on.
it's so heavy.
Deep breath and go. You got it. Up and over this thing.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
baby.
he kind of followed the instruction.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and then ready to go back?
Yep.
And go.
Oh.
Come on. We did it.
Like you'd have to pull like 70 pounds to try to get that up and over.
Yeah.
It's not successful.
That was pretty good. Okay, can we try?
That
together?
was not pretty
It
good,
wasn't.
Sylvia.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I was trying to be encouraging.
It's such an effort. It's such a big effort.
Yeah. So that
Wow.
that one's a 25% pass.
That's
that's a
not
fail.
a pass. That's not a pass. But you know what? For the people, let's go. What would be like the pinnacle, the top, the hardest thing?
Okay.
That if you went, this is very advanced. Because maybe I'll just be a savant at whatever is 100, level 100. Maybe I'll be able to do it.
Honestly, you could.
We'll give it
no.
a crack.
So far, he's doing pretty good, honestly. Just that last straddle sit one, unfortunately, has been the only thing that's been really tough for him. But it's because we're using a different muscle group, and that's the quad and hip flexor. So this next one's gonna be interesting because it's gonna use both quad, hip flexor, and the outer hip. Let's see how it goes.
All right.
So, ultimate, last one, bonus,
Level 100.
boss round, executed.
Oh yeah, Bowser's coming.
Bowser
Cool.
round. Okay, so I think I'm gonna let you use something to help you balance.
Okay.
And then the actual thing that you would do is without anything to help you. Okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna do it over here. All you're gonna do is come up into a front kick chamber. This. Okay? Wow, this thing moves. Expert level, apparently. But you're gonna go up into a front kick here. Well, you would be maybe down here.
Yeah, that's okay.
But
My
here,
version.
switch to side kick, bring it over, back in to front kick. Okay? If you can get one, that's excellent.
Okay.
But you would want to try and go again,
Sure. Yeah.
back, and you would want to ideally try and get like 3.
And you can do that without support.
Yes. This thing, don't use this thing. That's very useless for this. Maybe this one. Go here. You want to do it freestanding? Oh my gosh, of course he does. Yeah, extend your front kick. Switch to side kick with the pivot.
What do you mean the pivot? Sorry, I forgot that.
Remember the base foot when you're throwing a side kick does this?
Oh, yeah.
So as you're here, you switch to side kick, that pivot has to happen.
That's why it was a bit low.
Okay, front kick.
Wow.
Switch to side kick, bring it over to me. Back into chamber. Back out again. Try and get 3. Switch to side kick. Over to me and stop. Stop at me. Stop at me. Back into chamber. Last one. Best one. Extension. Rotate. Over to me. And back in. Literally the only way.
Well, I think there's only one way to close out this video.
Okay.
And I think that's with a little PR.
Like, you want me to kick you again?
Like 20%.
Body kick?
Yeah.
Side kick?
Yeah. Don't hit my jujunum.
I won't wear. Right there. Okay, ready?
But gentle. Gentle
20%.
first.
20%.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep. Okay, that wasn't bad. Give me 40.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep. Okay, one more.
Same?
60.
Okay. Are you ready?
Okay, yep. Just let me know how you like that, guys. Hopefully you pulled something from that. Should you work on your mobility? Hopefully you got the answer today. Leave a moose drop me, which is a period in the comment section if you have nothing else to say. Thank you very much to Savannah for coming along. As per usual, lift heavy, be kind, merch link in the description. We'll catch you guys in the next video.